Oh, hey there, it's Lori Lindsay, and this is today's Love and Light Message from Spirit. Today is Wednesday, October 15th. I don't know why I keep saying, that's like the second or third time I've done that this month, said it was November. I don't know, maybe something great is happening in November, and I just can't wait, so I just start saying it's November. Yeah. Things have been crazy, like not only crazy in the collective, but crazy for me personally. I had something in the last few days that happened that took a lot of emotion, brought up a ton of emotion. It brought up a ton of my soul contract items. They're emotions that I've been dealing with for this lifetime, and I believe previous lifetimes. And today someone shared with me the wheel of emotions, and I might do a video on it later, but it looks like this, where it has the main emotion here, and then it gives a more detailed. And when this thing happened, I felt anger, and after I sat with it for a while, I believed I had some sadness with it. And then fear came up with it. And some of the more specific words is that I felt vulnerable. And I'm just reading off this list. I felt overwhelmed, inadequate, insignificant. And those are words from fear and sad. And I looked at the words under anger, and none of them really fit what I was feeling. Somebody didn't come through for me on something that was important, and a deadline will now not be met. And I was upset. And I really felt the feelings last night and today. There's a card popping up. But funny how Spirit works. I went to my support group today, my wonderful support group, and the gal giving the topic talked about this. And I thought, gosh, Spirit, thanks. You're always right there for me. One card has popped out, but let's see what the second one is. So if you're having a hard time accurately identifying your emotions, you might want to go and Google. Here I am again telling you to look something up. But Wheel of Emotions. And you know what? I thought I was feeling anger, but really what I was feeling was more fear and sadness, and then even more specifically. So I encourage you to do that. So scattered energy is the message for today. You have too much on your plate and have lost your focus. This is causing you to feel exhausted and overwhelmed. Yeah. Prioritize your well-being and create a new plan. And that's exactly what happened with this situation, is that we are now creating a new plan. And I feel exhausted and overwhelmed by it. This was a costly thing. We paid somebody and they didn't fulfill their end of the bargain, and now we have to start over with somebody else. And I know that's business, but it's okay to have feelings about things. And for me, it's things that I've been working on. It's shadow work that keeps coming up. It's those repeating patterns that keep coming up for me. And that's our soul work, is that we're continuing to evolve to make our lives better, to have a clear connection with Spirit. When you don't have a clear connection with Spirit, it's like an AM radio station. And we have this beautiful town here, just to the east of us, called Stillwater. And when you drive downtown Stillwater, there is this rock cliff, a bluff. It's along the river, not the Mississippi. It's the St. Croix. Mississippi kind of splits off and goes more back into Minnesota. But this is the boundary of Wisconsin and Minnesota. But anyways, you drive downtown and immediately you lose reception. So if you have Sirius or satellite radio, you get no reception down there. And that's how it is with Spirit. If you've got all this stuff going on with you, then you are not getting the signal, right? I talked to a friend of mine yesterday, and she's going to know who it is. And she talked about a staticky TV. Remember when we were young? And I'm talking about those are like over 50. And we had these TVs that weren't hooked up to cable, and it would be staticky. And you could tell something was going on, right, on the picture, but you couldn't necessarily hear it or see it very well. And, you know, when our life is crowded by heavy emotions and triggers, it's going to be like that for us with spirit. And I think that's a huge frustration for all of us when that kind of thing happens. Then are we trusting our intuition? Are we able to meditate? Are we able to ground? All that kind of stuff. So, you know, working through your shadows, your traumas is so, so important because of the scattered energy. You know, that AM radio or that pre-cable TV. So that's my message for today. You know what? I still got up and I still went to my meeting and I still had a laugh with a friend and I did all those things because that's part of my life. And this thing that happened, I will work through it. It was painful and rough, but I have the skills. It's been encoded in me how to deal with it, but it took me 50 some years to figure out how to do it. So yeah, our soul contracts really affect who we are as people. The choices we made prior to birth is to get us to grow. And shit, I've had a lot of growth in this lifetime. A lot of growth. And I'm 57 years old and I'm still experiencing growth. As a teacher, I would often say, a day without learning is a day not worth living. And I believe that. I believe there's something new to learn every day. And I'm not being Pollyanna about it, but I am saying that don't accept the status quo. Don't accept the status quo. If the status quo is not bringing you serenity and feeling grounded, then that shouldn't be your status quo. Get that energy together. Have it less scattered. Look at how serene she looks. That's our goal. That's our goal. So let's bring in the calmness and then release. I hope you're all having a blessed day. Love and light to all of you.